Hey, what's up guys? I'm feeling compelled to do a video on proper drywall sanding. A public service announcement for professional drywallers and amateurs alike. So I'm walking through this job, checking it out, doing a quality control inspection. And I see a lot of stuff in the angles that doesn't get sanded out. It looks hideous. It's almost every angle. Some of it I think they might have touched up some spots and didn't go back to sand. But there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't get sanded. And I think the reason being is that they use sanding poles and they don't utilize sanding blocks. Now whether you use a fancy sanding pole like this, round head, or you use the old-fashioned sanding pole like that, that's fine. Allows you to get a lot more done than something like this. Problem is that these don't contour to nothing. It's flat, straight. So there's going to be areas that you're not going to get sanded, edges and whatnot. So you really got to go back with one of these bad boys and get the fine tuning done. This right here is a prime example of using the sanding pole. Goes in the angle, sands it pretty good. Problem is that these low areas aren't getting hit with the sanding pole. So you need a sanding block. So you can come back, fine sand, and hit the lower spots that the sanding pole is going to miss, because it's going to miss it. And you got to use the light. The light is your friend. It can be your friend or it can be your enemy. If you use it while you're doing your work, it's going to be your friend. If you wait until after your work is done, it's going to be your enemy. Such as this stuff in the angle. You take your sanding block and you get it up in there. And you sand that stuff out of there. It's simple as that. And you see stuff like this. And what that is, that's from where the sanding pole ain't even touching it. It's not even hitting it. So you got to go back, and this is important. You need a light. Shine some light on it. Show the truth. You can't see nothing if you're working in the dark. So you take that sanding block that can contour to what you need it to contour to, and fine sand that back. So I still got a little bit there to do. But you take that sanding block, and you go right in the angle, nice and square. And then you can kind of see edges. The edge doesn't get sanded down because the sanding pole's not going to do what a sanding block does. And get that edge down. It's important. Once that stuff's painted, all that stuff's going to show. And you may end up with a little something right in the angle there. No problem. Take your trusty 4-inch knife, got a nice sharp corner there. Shave a little bit down. It's great. Works good. I think today most people are so caught up on turning out a fast product, that quality gets thrown out the window. But you definitely gotta check behind yourself. And fine tune your drywall before you paint it. Otherwise you're gonna be pointing up a lot of stuff. The issue is with your screw heads using a sanding pole, because it's not gonna catch all the edges. So this edge right here, once it's painted, that's going to show. So you're going to have to go back and knock it down a little bit with your sanding block. There's another prime example. Sanding pole just slid right over it. So your edges are going to show. So that's important as well. So remember one more thing, although these are great and they help you get a lot sanded faster, always keep you a trusty sanding sponge. And always use a light. Light, you can't see if you're working in the dark. Remember that.